Hi everyone, and welcome back to Simple Understanding channel. I'm excited to have you here for our CSCP Certified Supply Chain Professional Preparation course. This is another module of the 8-module series, and I hope you're enjoying the journey so far. To make your studies easier, I put together some great resources that you can download from the description below. First, you'll find comprehensive study PDFs, over 200 pages packed with everything you need to succeed, from supply chain fundamentals to advanced strategies. Second, there's a bunch of multiple-choice questions, complete with detailed answers to help you get familiar with the exam format and level of difficulty. Finally, check out the glossary of 400-plus key terms, all grouped by module, so you can easily follow along and track your progress. If you find this video helpful, please like, comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Be sure to check out the CSCP playlist for the previous modules, and stay tuned for the upcoming ones. Let's get started. Module 3. Sourcing Products and Services. Table of Content of Module 3. Sourcing Products and Services. Section A. Aligning Sourcing to Demand. Section B. Category Strategy for Sourcing. Section C. Product Design Influence. Section D. Supplier Selection, Contracting, and Use. Let's begin with Section A. Aligning Sourcing to Demand. Overview. Aligning sourcing to demand refers to the process of synchronizing the procurement of goods and services with the organization's needs, driven by customer demand. This approach helps businesses ensure that they have the right materials or services at the right time, avoiding stockouts or excess inventory. In this section, we'll explore different strategies for aligning sourcing practices to demand fluctuations, considering the role of suppliers, demand forecasting, and inventory management. 1. Understanding demand patterns. Explanation. Demand patterns can vary significantly depending on the industry, product lifecycle, and external factors such as market trends, seasonality, and economic conditions. Organizations need to analyze these patterns carefully to optimize their sourcing strategies. Real company example. Apple Incorporated is known for managing its sourcing based on product demand patterns, particularly when launching new iPhone models. By analyzing historical demand, Apple collaborates closely with its suppliers to ensure it has sufficient components while avoiding excess inventory after the initial launch. Expansion. To ensure that sourcing is in sync with demand, companies often rely on advanced data analytics and historical sales data. This includes predictive models that factor in seasonality, trends, and external economic factors. For example, a company might source more raw materials during a holiday season when demand is expected to spike. 2. Demand-driven sourcing strategy. Explanation. A demand-driven sourcing strategy focuses on responding quickly to changes in customer demand. This involves agile and flexible procurement processes that allow companies to scale their sourcing activities based on fluctuating demand. Real company example. Zara, a leading fashion retailer, is a prime example of demand-driven sourcing. Their supply chain is designed to respond quickly to changes in fashion trends and customer demand. Zara can design, produce, and deliver new clothing collections to stores in just a few weeks, allowing them to meet demand while avoiding excess inventory. Expansion. Demand-driven sourcing requires strong relationships with suppliers who can adjust their production schedules based on the organization's needs. It also involves real-time data sharing and the ability to forecast demand accurately. For instance, companies may work closely with suppliers to ensure just-in-time JIT deliveries, reducing the need for large inventories. 3. Supplier collaboration and integration. Explanation. Collaborating with suppliers is critical to aligning sourcing to demand. Integrated supplier relationships help organizations improve visibility across the supply chain, ensuring that suppliers are aware of demand forecasts and can adjust production schedules accordingly. Real company example. Toyota is known for its supplier collaboration model, where it integrates suppliers into its production and demand planning processes. This allows Toyota's suppliers to adjust their production schedules based on Toyota's demand forecasts, reducing lead times and ensuring the availability of parts when needed. Expansion. Supplier collaboration goes beyond traditional transactions and involves long-term partnerships. Companies may share demand forecasts with suppliers, enabling them to plan their production accordingly. This level of integration reduces uncertainty and ensures that suppliers can deliver products in alignment with demand fluctuations. Collaborative planning, forecasting, and replenishment (CPFR) systems are often used to achieve this level of collaboration. 4. Inventory management and just-in-time JIT sourcing. Explanation. Efficient inventory management is essential for aligning sourcing to demand. Just-in-time JIT sourcing is a strategy where materials are ordered and received just before they are needed in the production process, reducing inventory costs and the risk of obsolescence. Real company example. Dell used JIT inventory management to great effect in its early years by sourcing components for its custom-built computers only after an order was placed. This reduced the need for holding large inventories of components and allowed Dell to offer a wide variety of configurations to customers without worrying about excess stock. Expansion. JIT sourcing requires precise demand forecasting and a high level of trust with suppliers. Companies must be able to rely on their suppliers to deliver materials exactly when needed. This approach reduces carrying costs, but increases the need for accurate demand forecasting and responsive suppliers. If demand fluctuates unexpectedly, companies may face stockouts, so having contingency plans in place is critical. 5. Balancing cost and demand responsiveness. Explanation. Aligning sourcing with demand often requires a balance between cost efficiency and demand responsiveness. While bulk purchasing may reduce per-unit costs, it may not align with demand, leading to excess inventory. On the other hand, responsive sourcing strategies may increase costs due to smaller, more frequent orders. Real company example. Unilever uses a balanced sourcing approach to ensure it meets demand efficiently while controlling costs. By leveraging regional suppliers and a centralized global procurement system, Unilever can quickly respond to changes in demand while maintaining cost control through economies of scale. Expansion. To balance cost and demand responsiveness, companies may adopt a hybrid sourcing strategy, where core products with stable demand are sourced through long-term contracts, while products with fluctuating demand are sourced through flexible, short-term agreements. This allows organizations to reduce costs for high-demand products while maintaining the flexibility to adjust sourcing for variable demand items. 6. Risk management in demand-driven sourcing. Explanation. Aligning sourcing with demand involves managing risks associated with supply chain disruptions. Companies need to consider factors such as supplier reliability, geopolitical risks, and natural disasters that could impact their ability to source products in line with demand. Real company example. Samsung experienced supply chain disruptions in 2020 when the COVID-19 pandemic led to semiconductor shortages. To mitigate such risks in the future, Samsung has diversified its supply chain by working with multiple suppliers and investing in building its own semiconductor manufacturing capabilities. Expansion. Risk management strategies for sourcing include diversifying suppliers, maintaining safety stock for critical components, and investing in supply chain resilience. Companies may also use digital platforms to monitor potential disruptions and adjust sourcing strategies proactively. 7. Sustainable sourcing and ethical considerations. Explanation. Sustainability is becoming a key factor in aligning sourcing to demand. Consumers and regulators are increasingly demanding that companies source products in an environmentally and socially responsible manner. This requires organizations to consider the environmental impact of their sourcing strategies and ensure that suppliers adhere to ethical practices. Real company example. Patagonia, an outdoor clothing brand, is known for its commitment to sustainable sourcing. Patagonia ensures that its suppliers meet strict environmental and social responsibility standards, aligning its sourcing strategy not only with demand, but also with its commitment to sustainability. Expansion. Sustainable sourcing requires a comprehensive evaluation of suppliers' environmental and social practices. This may involve choosing suppliers that use renewable energy, reduce waste, and ensure fair labor practices. Sustainable sourcing can also help companies align with growing consumer demand for ethically produced products, which can drive long-term brand loyalty. 8. Supplier performance evaluation. Explanation. Regularly evaluating supplier performance ensures that they can meet the organization's demand requirements. Performance metrics may include on-time delivery rates, quality standards, flexibility, and cost-effectiveness. This process allows companies to continuously improve their sourcing strategies by working with reliable suppliers who can meet fluctuating demand. Real company example. Walmart, one of the largest retailers globally, uses a supplier scorecard system to evaluate its suppliers based on several performance metrics, including delivery punctuality and product quality. This ensures that Walmart suppliers meet the company's stringent sourcing requirements, helping them align their procurement with real-time demand across thousands of stores. Expansion. Supplier performance evaluation involves establishing key performance indicators, KPIs, that align with the company's overall sourcing and procurement strategy. These KPIs allow for continuous monitoring and help identify areas where improvements can be made. Companies may also implement supplier development programs to help improve the performance of underperforming suppliers, thereby improving sourcing efficiency and alignment with demand. 9. Technology and demand-driven sourcing. Explanation. The use of advanced technologies like artificial intelligence, AI, machine learning, ML, and big data analytics allows companies to predict demand more accurately and improve their sourcing decisions. These technologies can analyze customer behavior, market trends, and external factors to provide more accurate demand forecasts, enabling better sourcing alignment. Real company example. Amazon uses AI and machine learning algorithms to analyze customer data and predict demand for its products. This allows Amazon to align its sourcing strategies with real-time demand changes, ensuring fast delivery while minimizing inventory levels. Expansion. Technology is crucial in achieving demand-driven sourcing. Modern software platforms provide real-time data and predictive insights, which allow companies to adjust their procurement processes according to current and forecasted demand. Cloud-based supply chain management systems, Internet of Things, IoT, and blockchain for tracking goods are other examples of how technology facilitates greater transparency and efficiency in sourcing to meet demand. 10. Global sourcing and demand alignment. Explanation. Global sourcing offers companies access to a broader range of suppliers, often at lower costs, but also introduces complexities such as longer lead times and greater risks of supply chain disruption. Companies sourcing globally must carefully align these activities with demand to ensure that longer supply chains do not lead to stockouts or excessive inventory. Real company example. Nike sources its products from several countries across the globe to meet the diverse demands of its customers. While this helps Nike lower production costs, it also requires careful planning and coordination to align global sourcing activities with regional demand, ensuring products are available in the right locations at the right time. Expansion. Global sourcing involves careful coordination between suppliers located in different regions and demand planning teams. Companies need to factor in transportation delays, customs procedures, and geopolitical risks when aligning global sourcing to demand. They may adopt strategies like nearshoring, sourcing closer to demand markets, to mitigate risks and improve responsiveness to demand fluctuations. Summary. Section A of Module 3, Aligning Sourcing to Demand, focuses on how organizations can synchronize their procurement activities with customer demand to ensure efficiency and responsiveness. Companies analyze demand patterns, adopt demand-driven sourcing strategies, and collaborate closely with suppliers to align procurement with customer needs. Key strategies include inventory management techniques like just-in-time (JIT), supplier performance evaluation, and the use of advanced technologies such as AI and machine learning. Balancing cost efficiency with demand responsiveness is critical, as is managing global sourcing complexities. Companies like Apple, Zara, Walmart, and Nike offer real-world examples of how aligning sourcing to demand can drive success, reduce costs, and improve customer satisfaction. Additionally, businesses must consider risk management and sustainability in their sourcing decisions to build a more resilient and responsible supply chain. Let's take a small practice test for Section A. 1. What is the primary objective of aligning sourcing strategies with demand forecasting? A. Reduce procurement costs. B. Increase production volume. C. Enhance supply chain responsiveness. D. Minimize supplier relationships. Correct answer, C. Explanation. Aligning sourcing with demand forecasting helps improve supply chain responsiveness and adaptability. 2. Which metric is commonly used to evaluate the effectiveness of sourcing alignment? A. Lead time. B. Inventory turnover. C. Cost per unit. D. Supplier reliability. Correct answer, A. Explanation. Lead time is a crucial metric for evaluating how well sourcing strategies align with demand forecasts. 3. How can organizations ensure that their suppliers are prepared for demand fluctuations? A. By increasing order quantities. B. By implementing safety stock. C. By reducing supplier lead times. D. By diversifying suppliers. Correct answer, B. Explanation. Implementing safety stock is a strategy to ensure suppliers can handle demand fluctuations. 4. Which approach helps align sourcing strategies with varying levels of product demand? A. Long-term contracts. B. Just-in-time inventory. C. Global sourcing. D. Seasonal promotions. Correct answer, B. Explanation. Just-in-time inventory helps in aligning sourcing strategies with varying demand levels effectively. 5. What role does supplier capacity play in demand alignment? A. It determines the purchase order quantity. B. It influences inventory management. C. It impacts the ability to meet demand fluctuations. D. It affects the cost of raw materials. Correct answer, C. Explanation. Supplier capacity impacts the ability to meet demand fluctuations, making it critical for demand alignment. 6. How does demand variability affect sourcing decisions? It requires more frequent supplier evaluations. B. It leads to increased long-term contracts. C. It reduces the need for flexible sourcing strategies. D. It simplifies inventory management. Correct answer, A. Explanation. Demand variability often necessitates more frequent supplier evaluations to adjust to changes. 7. What is a common challenge in aligning sourcing strategies with unpredictable demand? A. High inventory costs. B. Low supplier lead times. C. Increased production efficiency. D. Stable supply chain performance. Correct answer, A. Explanation. High inventory costs are a common challenge when sourcing strategies must align with unpredictable demand. 8. Which strategy helps mitigate risks associated with demand surges? A. Single sourcing. B. Safety stock. C. Long-term contracts. D. Reducing lead times. Correct answer B. Explanation. Safety stock helps mitigate risks associated with unexpected demand surges. 9. How can companies use technology to align sourcing with demand? A. By increasing production capacity. B. By automating procurement processes. C. By reducing supplier base. D. By limiting product variety. Correct answer B. Explanation. Technology, such as procurement automation, aids in better aligning sourcing strategies with demand. 10. What is the benefit of collaborating closely with suppliers in demand alignment? A. Improved supplier performance. B. Increased sourcing costs. C. Reduce supplier lead times. D. Better forecast accuracy. Correct answer D. Explanation. Close collaboration with suppliers enhances forecast accuracy and alignment with demand. Section B. Category strategy for sourcing. Overview. Category strategy for sourcing is a systematic approach used by organizations to manage procurement by grouping similar products and services into categories. These categories allow organizations to optimize their sourcing strategies, streamline procurement processes, and achieve better cost efficiency and supplier management. Each category has unique characteristics that require tailored sourcing strategies to align with business objectives. 1. Understanding sourcing categories. Explanation. Sourcing categories involve grouping similar goods and services that can be managed under a single procurement strategy. Each category is defined based on factors like usage, supply market dynamics, and supplier availability. The goal is to optimize procurement processes by focusing on categories with similar characteristics. Real company example. Procter & Gamble, P&G, organizes its procurement into categories such as raw materials, packaging, and transportation services. This allows the company to tailor its sourcing strategies to each category, negotiating better contracts and achieving efficiencies in procurement. Expansion. Organizing procurement into categories enables companies to better understand the specific needs and risks associated with each type of product or service. This approach allows procurement teams to focus on category-specific market conditions, supplier availability, and risk management strategies. It also supports centralized decision-making for better coordination across the organization. 2. Category segmentation and prioritization. Explanation. Category segmentation divides products and services into subcategories based on their strategic importance and complexity. Prioritizing categories based on their impact on business operations ensures that critical areas receive more attention and resources. Real company example. General Motors, GM, segments its sourcing categories into direct materials, like auto parts, and indirect materials, like office supplies. By prioritizing direct materials for greater focus, GM can ensure that critical supply chains related to vehicle production are optimized. Expansion. Segmenting categories involves analyzing the role each category plays in the business. Critical categories that impact production or customer satisfaction are prioritized. Procurement teams focus on high-priority categories to drive value and ensure security of supply. This segmentation enables more effective resource allocation and supplier management for maximum business impact. 3. Strategic sourcing in key categories. Explanation. Strategic sourcing within key categories involves developing long-term relationships with suppliers, negotiating better terms, and ensuring that the procurement process aligns with broader business objectives. This approach focuses on maximizing value rather than just minimizing cost. Real company example. Unilever focuses on building strategic partnerships with suppliers in key categories like sustainable palm oil and packaging. These long-term relationships allow Unilever to negotiate favorable terms and meet its sustainability goals, while ensuring a reliable supply of critical raw materials. Expansion. Strategic sourcing is about looking beyond the immediate procurement needs and developing a plan that maximizes overall value. This could include long-term contracts, collaborative product development with suppliers, and alignment with corporate goals such as sustainability or innovation. Companies assess key category suppliers not just on price, but also on factors like quality, innovation potential, and social responsibility. 4. Risk management in category sourcing. Explanation. Different sourcing categories carry different levels of risk. For example, high-value or critical categories may have limited suppliers, leading to supply disruptions. Risk management in category sourcing focuses on identifying potential risks and implementing mitigation strategies, such as supplier diversification or stockpiling critical materials. Real company example. Boeing faces high risks in sourcing specialized aircraft components, as it often relies on single or limited suppliers. To mitigate risks, Boeing develops contingency plans, diversifies its supplier base, and maintains buffer inventories for critical components. Expansion. Risk management in category sourcing involves assessing the potential supply chain vulnerabilities for each category. For high-risk categories, companies may adopt strategies like multi-sourcing, using multiple suppliers, or holding safety stock. Risk assessments help identify categories where disruptions would have the most significant business impact and prioritize them for additional focus. 5. Cost management and optimization in categories. Explanation. Cost management strategies in category sourcing focus on reducing procurement costs while maintaining quality and supply security. This can involve negotiating bulk purchasing agreements, optimizing logistics, or selecting lower-cost suppliers from different regions. Real company example. IKEA optimizes its procurement costs in the furniture category by sourcing materials like wood and textiles from cost-effective suppliers in multiple regions, reducing overall costs while maintaining quality. Expansion. Cost management involves more than just negotiating lower prices. Companies look for ways to optimize the total cost of ownership, TCO, including shipping, warehousing, and handling costs. Category-specific cost-saving measures may include leveraging supplier competition, collaborating on product design to reduce material usage, or using strategic alliances to reduce costs across the supply chain. 6. Sustainability in category sourcing. Explanation. Sustainability initiatives within category sourcing involve selecting suppliers and materials that meet environmental and ethical standards. Companies prioritize sustainable practices, such as sourcing renewable materials, reducing emissions, and promoting fair labor practices in their supply chains. Real company example. Patagonia, an outdoor clothing brand, incorporates sustainability into its sourcing strategy for textiles. The company focuses on using organic cotton, recycled materials, and suppliers who adhere to environmental and labor standards. Expansion. Sustainability in category sourcing is becoming increasingly important as consumers and stakeholders demand greater responsibility from companies. Businesses are now integrating sustainability criteria into their supplier selection processes. This may involve switching to suppliers who use renewable energy, reducing carbon footprints, or collaborating with suppliers to develop greener products. Sustainability considerations are particularly relevant in categories like raw materials and packaging. 7. Supplier Relationship Management, SRM, in categories. Explanation. Supplier Relationship Management, SRM, in category sourcing involves building strong relationships with suppliers to foster collaboration, innovation, and mutual benefit. SRM enables companies to work more closely with suppliers to improve quality, reduce costs, and align with business objectives. Real company example. Toyota is known for its strong SRM practices, particularly with suppliers in the automotive components category. Toyota works closely with its suppliers, providing training and collaborating on product development to ensure continuous improvement in quality and cost reduction. Expansion. SRM is about moving beyond transactional relationships with suppliers and developing long-term partnerships. In key categories, companies collaborate with suppliers to drive innovation, improve process efficiency, and enhance the supply chain's overall performance. Supplier development programs, joint innovation initiatives, and regular performance evaluations are all part of effective SRM. 8. Supplier consolidation and rationalization. Explanation. Consolidating and rationalizing suppliers within specific categories can lead to more streamlined procurement processes and better leverage during negotiations. By reducing the number of suppliers in a category, companies can strengthen relationships and achieve more favorable terms. Real company example. Coca-Cola consolidated its supplier base for packaging materials, reducing the number of suppliers it works with. This consolidation allowed Coca-Cola to negotiate better pricing and improve supplier collaboration on sustainability initiatives. Expansion. Supplier consolidation involves evaluating the supplier base within each category and identifying opportunities to reduce the number of suppliers. This streamlining process helps companies improve efficiency and gain more control over their supply chains. However, it also involves risk, as relying on fewer suppliers can increase vulnerability to disruptions. Businesses must balance the benefits of consolidation with the need for supply chain resilience. 9. Technology and data in category sourcing. Explanation. Leveraging technology and data analytics in category sourcing enables businesses to make informed decisions, optimize procurement processes, and improve supplier performance management. Advanced technologies like artificial intelligence, AI, machine learning, and procurement software tools provide insights into category trends, supplier performance, and cost optimization opportunities. Real company example. Siemens, a global technology company, uses AI-powered procurement software to manage its sourcing categories more efficiently. By analyzing procurement data, Siemens identifies savings opportunities and improves supplier negotiations across different sourcing categories. Expansion. The use of data analytics and technology in category sourcing is transforming procurement processes. Data-driven insights allow businesses to forecast demand, assess supplier risks, and evaluate category performance more accurately. Procurement platforms and digital tools streamline operations, automate routine tasks, and provide real-time data visibility, enabling better decision-making and supplier management. 10. Performance metrics for category sourcing. Explanation. Key performance metrics for category sourcing help businesses measure the success of their sourcing strategies. Common metrics include cost savings, supplier performance, on-time delivery, and quality of goods or services. These metrics allow companies to evaluate the effectiveness of their category sourcing efforts and make data-driven improvements. Real company example. Johnson & Johnson uses a set of category-specific performance metrics to assess its suppliers, including metrics related to cost efficiency, quality, and sustainability. By tracking these metrics, the company ensures that its sourcing strategies align with corporate goals and continuously improve over time. Expansion. Defining and tracking performance metrics for each category is essential for measuring the success of procurement strategies. Metrics should be aligned with the company's overall goals, such as cost reduction, quality improvement, and supply chain sustainability. Regularly reviewing these metrics allows businesses to identify areas for improvement and ensure that their sourcing strategies deliver value across all categories. 11. Cross-functional collaboration in category sourcing. Explanation. Effective category sourcing requires collaboration between different departments, including procurement, finance, operations, and R&D. Cross-functional collaboration ensures that the sourcing strategy aligns with broader business objectives, including product development, cost efficiency, and innovation. Real company example. Apple engages cross-functional teams from procurement, design, and engineering to manage sourcing categories related to its product components. By collaborating with other departments, Apple ensures that its sourcing strategy aligns with product development and innovation goals. Expansion. Cross-functional collaboration enables companies to integrate sourcing strategies with other critical business functions. For example, working closely with R&D and operations teams helps procurement teams understand product requirements and source materials that meet quality and cost standards. This collaborative approach ensures that category sourcing contributes to the company's overall competitiveness and success. 12. Global versus local sourcing in categories. Explanation. Companies must decide between global and local sourcing strategies for each category, depending on factors like cost, lead times, and supply chain risks. Global sourcing may offer cost advantages, while local sourcing provides faster delivery times and lower risk of supply chain disruptions. Real company example. Nestlé balances global and local sourcing strategies across its categories. For raw materials like cocoa, Nestlé sources globally to take advantage of cost efficiencies, while for packaging materials, it often uses local suppliers to reduce lead times and minimize risks. Expansion. The decision between global and local sourcing depends on the specific needs of each category. Global sourcing offers potential cost savings through economies of scale, but introduces risks like longer lead times and currency fluctuations. Local sourcing, on the other hand, provides more flexibility and resilience, but may come at a higher cost. Companies need to carefully assess the risks and benefits of each approach when developing category-specific sourcing strategies. Final summary of Section B. Category strategy for sourcing. In Section B, category strategy for sourcing, organizations systematically manage procurement by grouping similar products and services into categories. This approach allows for tailored sourcing strategies that address each category's unique characteristics. Companies like Procter & Gamble and Unilever optimize sourcing by prioritizing categories, building strategic supplier relationships, and managing risks. Technologies like AI-powered procurement software help businesses enhance sourcing strategies by analyzing data and tracking key performance metrics. Category strategies also involve global versus local sourcing decisions, cost management, and sustainability efforts. Effective category sourcing requires cross-functional collaboration, risk mitigation, and a focus on supplier performance. This structured approach helps organizations optimize costs, reduce risks, and align sourcing strategies with their business goals. Let's take a small practice test for Section B. 1. What is a key benefit of developing a category strategy for sourcing? A. Increase production costs. B. Enhance supplier collaboration. C. Reduce need for detailed contract negotiations. D. Limited sourcing flexibility. Correct answer B. Explanation. Developing a category strategy enhances supplier collaboration, leading to better outcomes and efficiencies. 2. How does a category strategy impact supplier selection? A. It limits the number of potential suppliers. B. It encourages a more diverse supplier base. C. It standardizes supplier criteria across categories. D. It reduces the complexity of supplier relationships. Correct answer C. Explanation. A category strategy standardizes supplier criteria, making selection more streamlined across categories. 3. What role does market analysis play in category strategy development? A. It defines the supplier relationship. B. It helps in understanding supply market dynamics. C. It sets internal pricing policies. D. It dictates production schedules. Correct answer B. Explanation. Market analysis helps in understanding supply and market dynamics, which is crucial for effective category strategy. 4. Which approach is commonly used to implement a category strategy? A. Random supplier selection. B. Strategic sourcing and consolidation. C. Ad hoc purchasing. D. Single sourcing. Correct answer B. Explanation. Strategic sourcing and consolidation are common approaches used to implement a category strategy effectively. 5. How can category strategies help in risk management? A. By avoiding all new suppliers. B. By increasing the number of suppliers. C. By focusing on high-risk suppliers. D. By diversifying supplier sources. Correct answer D. Explanation. Diversifying supplier sources helps in managing risks associated with category strategies. 6. What is the primary objective of a category strategy in sourcing? A. To achieve the lowest cost. B. To enhance product innovation. C. To ensure consistency in supplier performance. D. To optimize supplier performance and value. Correct answer C. Explanation. The primary objective of a category strategy is to optimize supplier performance and deliver greater value. 7. How does category management contribute to cost savings? A. By reducing the total number of suppliers. B. By consolidating purchases across categories. C. By increasing the frequency of supplier negotiations. D. By standardizing products across categories. Correct answer B. Explanation. Consolidating purchases across categories through category management can significantly contribute to cost savings. 8. What is a common challenge when developing a category strategy? A. Lack of supplier information. B. Insufficient market analysis. C. Inconsistent criteria across categories. D. Overemphasis on cost savings. Correct answer C. Explanation. Inconsistent criteria across categories is a common challenge when developing a category strategy. 9. Which factor is essential for successful category strategy execution? Flexibility in sourcing decisions. B. Strong supplier relationships. C. Limited data analysis. D. High negotiation leverage. Correct answer B. Explanation. Strong supplier relationships are essential for the successful execution of a category strategy. 10. How can technology support category strategy development? A. By automating purchasing processes. B. By providing real-time market insights. C. By limiting supplier options. D. By reducing data integration needs. Correct answer B. Explanation. Technology provides real-time market insights that are crucial for developing an effective category strategy. Quick reminder, if you're finding this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with anyone who may benefit. Your support really makes a difference. Let's get back to it. Section C, Product Design Influence on Sourcing. Product design plays a pivotal role in influencing sourcing decisions, as it directly impacts the materials, components, and processes required for production. By aligning product design with sourcing strategies, companies can optimize costs, ensure quality, and improve supply chain efficiency. This section examines the relationship between product design and sourcing, with a focus on collaboration between procurement, design, and engineering teams, as well as the role of sustainable design in influencing sourcing decisions. Key topics. 1. Early supplier involvement (ESI) in product design. Explanation. Early supplier involvement (ESI) refers to the practice of integrating key suppliers into the product design phase. Involving suppliers early allows businesses to leverage supplier expertise in material selection, cost optimization, and process improvements. This collaboration can result in better quality products, reduced lead times, and more efficient sourcing strategies. Real company example. Toyota is known for its strong ESI practices. By involving suppliers early in the vehicle design process, Toyota ensures that components are designed to meet quality standards, while also optimizing costs and production efficiency. Expansion. ESI fosters collaboration between manufacturers and suppliers during the initial product development stages. By allowing suppliers to contribute their expertise, companies can identify cost-effective materials, streamline production processes, and avoid potential design flaws that could impact sourcing later. This proactive approach leads to fewer redesigns and faster time to market, benefiting both sourcing and overall product performance. 2. Design for Supply Chain (DFSC). Explanation. Design for Supply Chain (DFSC) is an approach where product designers consider the implications of their designs on the supply chain. The goal is to create products that are easier and more cost-effective to source, manufacture, and distribute. This includes selecting standardized components, using modular designs, and reducing the number of materials required. Real company example. Dell implements DFSC principles by designing its computers with standardized components that can be easily sourced from multiple suppliers. This allows Dell to maintain flexibility and reduce supply chain risks while keeping production costs low. Expansion. DFSC involves designing products with the supply chain in mind, aiming to optimize sourcing and manufacturing processes. By simplifying designs and using common materials or components, companies can lower costs, reduce lead times, and improve supply chain resilience. DFSC also helps to avoid unnecessary complexity in the supply chain, making it easier to manage logistics and mitigate risks. 3. Cost implications of product design. Explanation. The design of a product can have a significant impact on sourcing costs. Complex designs that require custom materials or specialized components are often more expensive to source, while simpler designs using standard materials can be more cost-efficient. Procurement teams must work closely with designers to balance cost, quality, and functionality. Real company example. Apple faces high sourcing costs for its iPhone due to the use of custom design components, such as the Retina display and the A-series chips. However, these high costs are justified by the premium quality and performance of the product, which aligns with Apple's brand strategy. Expansion. Product design decisions directly affect sourcing costs, as they dictate the types of materials, components, and manufacturing processes required. Custom designs tend to be more expensive, while standard components can be sourced at lower costs. By collaborating with procurement teams, product designers can find a balance between innovation, quality, and cost efficiency. Strategic decisions made during the design phase can lead to significant savings in sourcing and production. 4. Sustainability in product design and sourcing. Explanation. Sustainable product design focuses on minimizing the environmental impact of products through the use of eco-friendly materials, reducing waste, and designing for recyclability. Sourcing decisions are influenced by the availability of sustainable materials and the environmental practices of suppliers. Real company example. Patagonia, an outdoor apparel company, incorporates sustainability into its product design by using recycled materials and working with suppliers that meet high environmental standards. This focus on sustainability drives Patagonia's sourcing strategy and aligns with its brand values. Expansion. Sustainability is becoming an essential factor in product design and sourcing decisions. Companies are increasingly prioritizing eco-friendly materials and working with suppliers who follow sustainable practices. Designing for sustainability not only helps reduce environmental impact, but also meets consumer demand for greener products. Companies that embrace sustainable sourcing can also differentiate themselves in the market and enhance their brand reputation. 5. Supplier collaboration in product design. Explanation. Supplier collaboration in product design is essential for ensuring that designs can be manufactured efficiently and cost-effectively. By working closely with suppliers, businesses can gain valuable input on material selection, manufacturing processes, and potential design improvements that can reduce costs and lead times. Real company example. Ford collaborates with its suppliers during the design of vehicle components, allowing suppliers to provide feedback on manufacturability and cost optimization. This partnership helps Ford produce high-quality vehicles while managing sourcing costs effectively. Expansion. Collaborating with suppliers during the design process can lead to significant benefits, such as cost reductions, improved product quality, and faster time to market. Suppliers bring specialized knowledge of materials and production processes, which can help optimize designs for sourcing and manufacturing. Close collaboration also strengthens supplier relationships and enhances the overall efficiency of the supply chain. 6. Modular design and sourcing flexibility. Explanation. Modular design refers to designing products in interchangeable parts or modules that can be easily replaced or upgraded. This design strategy provides sourcing flexibility, as companies can source individual modules from different suppliers, allowing for easier management of supply chain disruptions. Real company example. IKEA utilizes modular design principles for its furniture, allowing customers to replace or upgrade specific parts rather than buying entirely new products. This approach also enables IKEA to source different modules from various suppliers, reducing supply chain risks and enhancing flexibility. Expansion. Modular design offers significant advantages in sourcing by increasing flexibility and reducing dependency on single suppliers. Companies can source different modules from multiple suppliers, making it easier to manage supply chain risks and ensure continuity of supply. Additionally, modular designs often simplify maintenance and product upgrades, contributing to better customer satisfaction. 7. Design for manufacturability (DFM). Explanation. Design for manufacturability (DFM) is a design approach that focuses on simplifying the manufacturing process. By designing products that are easy to manufacture, businesses can reduce production costs, improve quality, and enhance sourcing efficiency. Real company example. General Electric (GE) uses DFM principles to optimize the design of its jet engines, ensuring that they can be manufactured efficiently without compromising on performance. This approach helps GE manage production costs while maintaining high standards of quality. Expansion. DFM emphasizes designing products in a way that simplifies manufacturing processes and reduces production costs. By making products easier to manufacture, companies can improve sourcing efficiency by reducing the complexity and cost of materials and components. DFM also contributes to better quality control and faster production times, leading to more efficient supply chain operations. 8. Design for quality (DFQ). Explanation. Design for quality (DFQ) is an approach that ensures product designs meet or exceed quality standards, minimizing defects and failures during production. By designing products for quality, companies can reduce the need for rework, lower warranty costs, and enhance customer satisfaction. This approach also influences sourcing, as companies need to source high-quality materials and components to meet design specifications. Real company example. Samsung integrates DFQ into its smartphone design process, ensuring that each component, such as the display and battery, meets strict quality standards. By sourcing premium components from reputable suppliers, Samsung minimizes defects and enhances the overall quality of its products. Expansion. DFQ focuses on embedding quality into the product design process, which has a direct impact on sourcing. By designing products to meet quality standards, companies ensure that their suppliers provide materials and components that meet the required specifications. This reduces the likelihood of defects, rework, or product recalls, all of which can be costly and damage a company's reputation. A focus on quality and design helps maintain consistent product performance, leading to higher customer satisfaction and loyalty. 9. Design for cost (DFC). Explanation. Design for cost (DFC) involves designing products with a focus on minimizing production and sourcing costs while maintaining functionality and quality. By using cost-effective materials and simplifying the manufacturing process, companies can reduce overall product costs without sacrificing performance. This influences sourcing decisions, as procurement teams seek to source materials that balance cost and quality. Real company example. Xiaomi, a Chinese electronics company, is known for its DFC strategy. Xiaomi designs smartphones with features similar to high-end competitors, but uses cost-effective materials and components, allowing the company to offer products at lower prices without compromising on quality. Expansion. DFC helps companies manage production and sourcing costs by emphasizing cost efficiency during the design phase. By selecting materials and components that offer the best balance between cost and quality, companies can reduce sourcing expenses and maintain competitive pricing. The focus on cost-effective design also allows companies to maximize profitability while delivering high-value products to consumers. 10. Supplier selection based on design needs. Explanation. Supplier selection is critical in ensuring that product designs can be manufactured according to the desired specifications. Companies must choose suppliers that can provide the necessary materials and components to meet design, quality, and cost requirements. The selection process considers factors such as supplier capabilities, reliability, and cost-effectiveness. Real company example. Boeing selects suppliers based on their ability to meet the design and quality requirements for its aircraft. For example, Boeing works with suppliers that can provide lightweight, high-strength materials needed for its fuel-efficient airplanes. Expansion. The alignment between product design and supplier selection is vital for sourcing success. Companies must carefully evaluate suppliers based on their ability to provide materials and components that meet the design's technical requirements. Factors such as supplier reliability, quality control processes, and cost-effectiveness all play a role in the decision-making process. Selecting the right suppliers ensures that product designs can be realized efficiently without compromising on quality or incurring unnecessary costs. 11. Global sourcing and product design. Explanation. Global sourcing involves procuring materials and components from suppliers around the world, which can impact product design. Product designs may need to be adjusted to account for the variability in global suppliers' capabilities, costs, and lead times. Companies must consider logistical factors and the ability of suppliers in different regions to meet design requirements. Real company example. Apple engages in global sourcing for its products, such as the iPhone. Apple sources components like displays from suppliers in Japan, memory chips from South Korea, and assembly in China. This global approach requires careful coordination to ensure that all parts meet design specifications. Expansion. Global sourcing offers companies access to a diverse range of suppliers and materials, but it also introduces complexity in managing design and sourcing alignment. Product designs may need to be adjusted based on the availability and capabilities of suppliers in different regions. Additionally, companies must account for logistical challenges such as shipping times and tariffs when sourcing globally. A well-coordinated global sourcing strategy ensures that product designs are fulfilled efficiently, balancing cost, quality, and time to market. 12. Product lifecycle and sourcing impacts. Explanation. The product lifecycle, from design to end of life, influences sourcing decisions at each stage. During the design phase, sourcing focuses on selecting materials and components that align with product performance goals. As the product matures, sourcing strategies may shift toward cost reduction. And at the end of the life cycle, companies must consider sourcing for recycling or disposal. Real company example. HP designs its printers with a focus on the full product life cycle. Early stages prioritize sourcing high-quality components, while later stages focus on sourcing recycled materials and designing for easier product recycling. Expansion. Product design must consider the entire life cycle to ensure that sourcing strategies remain effective throughout. Early stages require sourcing high-quality materials to meet performance needs, while mature stages may focus on reducing costs through strategic sourcing of lower-cost components. As products approach the end of their life cycle, companies need to plan for responsible disposal or recycling, sourcing materials that facilitate these processes. A life cycle-focused sourcing strategy helps companies manage costs, maintain quality, and reduce environmental impact. In Section C, the influence of product design on sourcing decisions is explored, emphasizing how design choices impact sourcing efficiency, costs, and quality. Early supplier involvement, ESI, and design for supply chain, DFSC, promote collaboration between procurement and design teams to optimize material selection and streamline manufacturing. Sustainable design practices, modular design, and design for manufacturability, DFM, help companies like Toyota, Dell, and General Electric improve sourcing flexibility and reduce risks. Cost considerations, as demonstrated by Xiaomi's design for cost, DFC, strategy, highlight the importance of balancing quality and cost in sourcing. Supplier selection, global sourcing, and the product lifecycle further shape sourcing strategies, ensuring that product designs can be realized effectively and efficiently throughout their lifespan. Through thoughtful design, companies can enhance sourcing operations and build more resilient, cost-effective supply chains. Let's take a small practice test for Section C. 1. How does early supplier involvement in product design impact cost? A. Increases production costs. B. Reduces production costs. C. Has no impact on cost. D. Increases material costs. Correct answer B. Explanation. Early supplier involvement often leads to cost reductions due to optimized designs and materials. 2. What is a primary benefit of integrating suppliers into the product design process? A. Increased complexity in supply chain. B. Enhanced product quality and innovation. C. Decreased collaboration among stakeholders. D. Limited design flexibility. Correct answer B. Explanation. Integrating suppliers into the design process enhances product quality and encourages innovation. 3. Which strategy helps in aligning product design with sourcing capabilities? A. Separate design and sourcing teams. B. Use a single supplier for all components. C. Involve suppliers in design reviews. D. Avoid communication with suppliers. Correct answer C. Explanation. Involving suppliers in design reviews helps align product design with sourcing capabilities. 4. What is a key consideration when incorporating supplier feedback in a product design? A. Supplier's location. B. Supplier's experience with similar products. C. Supplier's negotiation skills. D. Supplier's production capacity. Correct answer B. Explanation. Supplier experience with similar products is crucial for incorporating effective feedback into designs. 5. How can product design influence supplier selection? A. By selecting suppliers based on cost alone. B. By choosing suppliers who can meet specific design requirements. C. By avoiding suppliers with limited capabilities. D. By focusing solely on supplier location. Correct answer B. Explanation. Product design influences supplier selection by requiring suppliers to meet specific design requirements. 6. What is a common result of aligning product design with supplier capabilities? A. Increased product defects. B. Improved time to market. C. Higher production costs. D. Reduced supplier engagement. Correct answer B. Explanation. Aligning design with supplier capabilities typically improves time to market and overall efficiency. 7. How does early collaboration between design and supply teams benefit the product development process? A. Reduces time for design iterations. B. Increases project cost. C. Complicates the design process. D. Limits design options. Correct answer A. Explanation. Early collaboration reduces the time needed for design iterations by resolving issues early. 8. What role does prototyping play in a design-supplier relationship? A. It delays the production schedule. B. It helps verify design concepts with suppliers. C. It increases overall project costs. D. It reduces the need for supplier input. Correct answer B. Explanation. Prototyping helps verify design concepts with suppliers, ensuring alignment and feasibility. 9. Which factor is crucial for effective product design influence on sourcing? A. Supplier's market share. B. Design flexibility of the product. C. Supplier's financial stability. D. Design complexity. Correct answer B. Explanation. Design flexibility is crucial for influencing sourcing as it allows for adjustments based on supplier input. 10. What is the impact of product design changes on existing supplier contracts? It requires renegotiation of contracts. B. It has no effect on existing contracts. C. It simplifies the contract terms. D. It generally leads to contract termination. Correct answer A. Explanation. Changes in product design typically require renegotiation of existing supplier contracts to reflect new requirements. Section D. Supplier selection, contracting, and use. Overview. Supplier selection, contracting, and use. The focus is on the critical process of identifying, evaluating, selecting, and managing suppliers within the supply chain. This process involves multiple steps, such as setting supplier criteria, conducting supplier assessments, managing contracts, and fostering long-term relationships. Proper supplier selection and contracting are essential for ensuring the quality of inputs, minimizing costs, and mitigating risks in the supply chain. Key topics. 1. Supplier selection criteria. Explanation. Supplier selection is a critical part of sourcing strategy, where companies evaluate potential suppliers based on several criteria, including cost, quality, reliability, and ability to meet specific product or service requirements. It often involves detailed analysis and comparison of suppliers to determine the best fit for the organization's needs. Real company example. Toyota is renowned for its supplier selection process, which focuses on long-term partnerships and strict quality standards. Toyota evaluates suppliers not only on cost and reliability, but also on their ability to innovate and improve continuously, aligning with Toyota's lean manufacturing approach. Expansion. In the supplier selection process, companies look for partners who can provide a balance between cost efficiency and high performance. Factors such as financial stability, technical capabilities, production capacity, and the ability to meet deadlines are critical in decision-making. A robust supplier selection process helps companies mitigate risks, ensure consistent quality, and create a competitive advantage. 2. Single versus multiple sourcing. Explanation. Single sourcing refers to choosing one supplier for a product or service, while multiple sourcing involves using several suppliers for the same product. Each approach has its advantages and risks. Single sourcing can lead to stronger supplier relationships and better negotiation power, while multiple sourcing provides more flexibility and reduces risk by diversifying supply channels. Real company example. Apple uses multiple sourcing for its iPhone components, such as processors and screens, to mitigate risk and ensure supply chain flexibility. For example, it sources screens from both Samsung and LG, balancing the risks of dependency on one supplier. Expansion. Choosing between single and multiple sourcing depends on factors such as supplier reliability, cost benefits, and the criticality of the component. Single sourcing can lead to cost savings through economies of scale and stronger collaboration, but it also increases the risk of supply disruptions if the supplier encounters issues. Multiple sourcing, though more complex to manage, can provide backup options in case of supplier failure and enhance competitive pricing. 3. Strategic supplier relationships. Explanation. Strategic supplier relationships involve building long-term partnerships with key suppliers that go beyond transactional exchanges. These relationships are based on collaboration, trust, and mutual benefit, and they often involve joint innovation, shared risk, and investment in continuous improvement. Real company example. P&G Procter & Gamble has developed strategic relationships with key suppliers to improve product innovation and supply chain efficiency. P&G works closely with its suppliers to streamline processes, improve product design, and ensure the timely delivery of materials. Expansion. Building strategic supplier relationships can lead to higher efficiency, better quality control, and more opportunities for innovation. Companies and suppliers often work together on joint projects that improve production processes, reduce costs, or develop new products. These relationships also create resilience, as suppliers are more likely to prioritize the company's needs during times of disruption. 4. Supplier performance evaluation. Explanation. Supplier performance evaluation is an ongoing process in which companies assess their suppliers' performance based on criteria such as delivery time, quality of materials, cost, and compliance with terms. Regular evaluation helps maintain high standards and addresses any issues that arise, ensuring long-term supply chain efficiency. Real company example. Walmart regularly evaluates its suppliers through performance scorecards, assessing factors such as on-time delivery, quality, and sustainability practices. Suppliers are rated, and those with consistently high scores are rewarded with more business, while underperformers are flagged for improvement or replaced. Expansion. Evaluating supplier performance ensures that they meet the company's expectations and helps identify areas for improvement. This can be done through key performance indicators, KPIs, audits, and feedback from various stakeholders. High-performing suppliers often receive increased business opportunities, while poor performance may lead to penalties or termination of the contract. Continuous performance monitoring is essential to maintain high standards and mitigate risks in the supply chain. 5. Contract negotiation and management. Explanation. Contract negotiation and management involve defining the terms of the supplier relationship, including pricing, delivery schedules, quality standards, payment terms, and other legal requirements. Effective contract management ensures both parties meet their obligations, and it helps resolve disputes and changes in circumstances. Real company example. General Motors (GM) is known for its rigorous contract management processes, which include detailed agreements that outline specific quality and delivery requirements for its suppliers. GM's contracts often include clauses that encourage continuous improvement and cost reduction. Expansion. Contract management ensures that suppliers deliver according to the agreed terms and conditions. It involves continuous monitoring, ensuring compliance with the contract, and making necessary adjustments as business needs evolve. Good contracts also have provisions for handling disputes, changes in supply needs, and performance reviews. Effective contract negotiation can lead to significant cost savings and improve supplier relationships. 6. Risk management in supplier contracts. Explanation. Risk management within supplier contracts focuses on identifying and mitigating potential risks that may disrupt supply, such as natural disasters, political instability, financial instability of the supplier, or changes in regulatory requirements. Contracts may include risk mitigation strategies like force majeure clauses, insurance requirements, or alternative supply arrangements. Real company example. Cisco Systems integrates risk management clauses in their supplier contracts to ensure continuity during potential supply chain disruptions. These include contingencies for natural disasters and changes in geopolitical situations, allowing for flexibility in sourcing. Expansion. Supplier contracts need to anticipate risks that could impact the supply chain. This includes clearly defined penalties for non-performance, provisions for alternative suppliers, or clauses that allow for renegotiation in case of unforeseen events. Contracts with embedded risk management strategies enable companies to react quickly to disruptions and minimize the impact on production and delivery. 7. Global sourcing and contracting. Explanation. Global sourcing involves procuring goods and services from international suppliers, which adds complexity to contract negotiations and management due to differences in legal systems, languages, and business practices. It requires a thorough understanding of international trade regulations, tariffs, and logistics. Real company example. Nike uses global sourcing for its footwear, negotiating contracts with suppliers in countries such as Vietnam and Indonesia. These contracts account for local regulations, cost structures, and logistics challenges to ensure that Nike's products are delivered on time and meet quality standards. Expansion. Global sourcing requires specialized contracting processes to deal with the complexities of international supply chains. This includes compliance with local laws, trade agreements, currency fluctuations, and cultural differences. Companies need to ensure that contracts clearly define responsibilities, timelines, and quality standards, as well as provisions for dealing with global risks like political instability or fluctuating transportation costs. 8. Ethical sourcing and supplier contracts. Explanation. Ethical sourcing focuses on ensuring that suppliers adhere to labor laws, environmental regulations, and human rights standards. Contracts often include clauses that require suppliers to follow ethical practices, with penalties for noncompliance. Real company example. Patagonia is known for its ethical sourcing practices, ensuring that its suppliers meet strict environmental and labor standards. Patagonia includes specific ethical sourcing clauses in its contracts, including requirements for fair labor practices and sustainable materials. Expansion. Ethical sourcing is becoming increasingly important as consumers and governments demand more transparency and responsibility from companies. Supplier contracts should include clear requirements for compliance with labor laws, environmental standards, and corporate social responsibility policies. Companies that prioritize ethical sourcing can protect their brand reputation and ensure long-term sustainability in their supply chains. 9. Supplier collaboration for innovation. Explanation. Supplier collaboration goes beyond traditional buyer-supplier relationships by involving suppliers in innovation and product development processes. Collaborative relationships enable suppliers to contribute ideas, new technologies, and process improvements, resulting in mutual benefits for both the buyer and supplier. Real company example. Volkswagen collaborates with its suppliers to develop innovative automotive technologies, particularly in the areas of electric vehicles and autonomous driving. By working closely with suppliers on R&D initiatives, Volkswagen can introduce cutting-edge technology into its product line more efficiently. Expansion. Collaboration with suppliers for innovation can provide significant competitive advantages. Suppliers, often specialists in their areas, may offer insights and technological solutions that in-house teams may not have considered. This joint innovation process can lead to the development of new products, cost reduction strategies, or enhanced operational efficiencies. Companies that cultivate strong collaborative relationships are likely to benefit from improved supply chain agility and faster time to market. 10. Supplier Relationship Management (SRM) Tools. Explanation. Supplier Relationship Management (SRM) tools are systems used by companies to manage their interactions and relationships with suppliers. These tools help businesses monitor supplier performance, manage contracts, facilitate communication, and improve collaboration. SRM software helps companies track key metrics such as delivery times, quality, and compliance with contracts. Real company example. Unilever uses advanced SRM tools to manage its global network of suppliers. These tools help Unilever optimize its supplier performance, maintain compliance with sustainability goals, and ensure the reliability of its supply chain. Expansion. SRM tools enable companies to foster more strategic relationships with their suppliers. These tools provide a comprehensive view of supplier performance, risk, and opportunities for improvement. By leveraging technology, companies can streamline supplier management, enhance transparency, and build more resilient supply chains. Additionally, SRM tools facilitate real-time communication, ensuring that any issues or changes in demand are quickly addressed. 11. Sustainable Supplier Practices. Explanation. Sustainable supplier practices involve ensuring that suppliers operate in an environmentally and socially responsible manner. This can include using renewable resources, reducing carbon emissions, ethical labor practices, and adhering to environmental regulations. Companies often include sustainability clauses in their contracts to ensure that suppliers meet these standards. Real company example. IKEA is a leader in promoting sustainability within its supply chain. It works closely with suppliers to ensure the use of sustainable materials and practices, including responsible sourcing of wood and textiles. IKEA suppliers are required to follow stringent environmental and ethical guidelines. Expansion. As sustainability becomes a key business priority, companies are increasingly focused on ensuring that their suppliers align with their environmental and social goals. Sustainable supplier practices not only protect the planet, but also enhance the company's reputation and reduce risks associated with regulatory noncompliance. By embedding sustainability into their supplier contracts and selection processes, companies can ensure long-term viability and contribute to broader corporate responsibility goals. 12. Risk-sharing and joint ventures. Explanation. Risk-sharing agreements and joint ventures between companies and their suppliers involve sharing the risks and rewards of large-scale projects. These partnerships allow both parties to benefit from shared investments in research and development, production capacity, or market expansion. Real company example. Intel and Micron Technology formed a joint venture to develop and produce NAND flash memory. This collaboration allowed both companies to share the costs and risks associated with the development of new technology, while also benefiting from each other's expertise. Expansion. Risk-sharing and joint ventures are particularly useful when entering new markets or developing innovative products. These partnerships reduce the financial burden on both parties and encourage a collaborative approach to problem solving. Joint ventures can lead to breakthroughs that may not be possible for either party working independently. By sharing risks, companies can pursue more ambitious projects while limiting their exposure to potential losses. 13. Supplier onboarding and integration. Explanation. Supplier onboarding and integration refer to the process of integrating a new supplier into a company's supply chain. This process includes aligning the supplier with the company's standards, systems, and processes. Successful onboarding ensures that suppliers can meet the company's requirements for quality, delivery, and compliance. Real company example. Johnson & Johnson has a detailed supplier onboarding process that includes extensive training on quality standards, regulatory compliance, and the company's ethical guidelines. This ensures that new suppliers are fully integrated and can deliver according to J&J's stringent requirements. Expansion. Proper supplier onboarding and integration help establish a solid foundation for the supplier relationship. It ensures that new suppliers are equipped to meet the company's expectations from the outset, reducing the likelihood of issues down the line. Integration often involves setting up electronic data interchange (EDI) systems, providing training on quality standards, and ensuring compliance with legal and regulatory requirements. Effective onboarding leads to smoother operations and faster ramp-up times for new suppliers. In Section D delves into the essential aspects of managing supplier relationships, from selection criteria to contract negotiation and performance evaluation. It covers the importance of choosing suppliers based on key factors like cost, quality, and reliability, as demonstrated by companies like Toyota and Walmart. Supplier performance evaluation helps businesses maintain high standards and ensure long-term supply chain success. Strategic partnerships, such as those between P&G and its suppliers, foster collaboration and drive innovation. The section also explores the complexities of global sourcing, risk management, and contract negotiation, with companies like Cisco and Nike illustrating the value of well-structured supplier contracts. Ethical sourcing, as exemplified by Patagonia, and the use of SRM tools by companies like Unilever, ensure responsible supply chain practices. Overall, this section emphasizes the need for robust supplier management processes that align with business goals, mitigate risks, and drive continuous improvement across the supply chain. Let's take a small practice test for Section D. 1. What is a key factor to consider when selecting a supplier for a new product line? A. Supplier's geographical location. B. Supplier's financial stability. C. Supplier's ability to meet design specifications. D. Supplier's previous product range. Correct answer C. Explanation. The supplier's ability to meet design specifications is crucial for ensuring that product requirements are met. 2. Which of the following is a primary benefit of using a competitive bidding process? A. Higher production costs. B. Greater transparency and potential cost savings. C. Increased lead times. D. Reduced supplier engagement. Correct answer B. Explanation. Competitive bidding increases transparency and can lead to cost savings by evaluating multiple supplier offers. 3. What is an essential component of a supplier contract? A. Supplier's market share. B. Detailed payment terms and conditions. C. Supplier's historical performance. D. Supplier's location and size. Correct answer B. Explanation. Detailed payment terms and conditions are essential to define financial obligations and prevent disputes. 4. How should a company evaluate potential suppliers during the selection process? A. Based solely on cost. B. Based on a mix of cost, quality, and delivery performance. C. Based on the supplier's marketing strategy. D. Based on the supplier's office location. Correct answer B. Explanation. Evaluating suppliers based on cost, quality, and delivery performance provides a comprehensive assessment. 5. What is a key consideration when negotiating supplier contracts? A. The supplier's production capacity. B. The supplier's location. C. The supplier's market reputation. D. The length of the contract. Correct answer A. Explanation. Understanding the supplier's production capacity ensures they can meet the required demand levels. 6. Which document outlines the agreed-upon terms and conditions between a company and a supplier? A. Supplier's proposal. B. Purchase order. C. Supplier contract. D. Delivery schedule. Correct answer C. Explanation. The supplier contract outlines the terms and conditions agreed upon by both parties. 7. What role does performance monitoring play in supplier management? A. It ensures that the supplier's location is optimized. B. It helps maintain supplier compliance and quality. C. It determines the supplier's market share. D. It reduces the need for supplier negotiation. Correct answer B. Explanation. Performance monitoring helps ensure that the supplier meets agreed-upon quality and delivery standards. 8. How can a company mitigate risks associated with supplier relationships? A. By diversifying suppliers. B. By focusing solely on cost reduction. C. By limiting communication with suppliers. D. By reducing the number of suppliers. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Diversifying suppliers helps mitigate risks by not relying on a single source for critical materials. 9. What is a common consequence of failing to establish clear contract terms with suppliers? A. Improve supplier relationships. B. Increased chances of legal disputes. C. Lower overall production costs. D. Enhance supplier collaboration. Correct answer B. Explanation. Clear contract terms are crucial to avoid misunderstandings and legal disputes between the company and supplier. 10. Which approach is best for ensuring ongoing compliance with supplier contracts? A. Regular performance reviews and audits. B. Sporadic reviews only when issues arise. C. Relying on the supplier's self-reporting. D. Limiting contract reviews to initial stages. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Regular performance reviews and audits help ensure ongoing compliance and address issues proactively. Thanks so much for sticking with me until the end. I'm really glad to have you here. If you're looking for more practice tests, mock exams, or additional study materials, check out the downloadable link in the description below. Lastly, if this video is helping you out, show us some love. Smash that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts, and share this video with anyone else who might find it useful. Your support keeps us motivated to create even more awesome content to help you crush your goals.